Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everyone's doing well. It's been quite a busy week this week for me. On Saturday I emailed my neurology department, the MS nurses, just to say I've got problems with the eye still, so they can just update my medical records. Anyway, Monday I had a phone call from the MS nurses wanting to see me, and the appointment was on Tuesday, the following day this week. So on Tuesday, I found myself at Southmead Brain Centre speaking to an MS nurse and demonstrating what the problem with the eye was, etc., etc. I was then referred to a neurologist who discussed things with me and also checked the eye out again, etc., etc. Had bloods taken. Unfortunately, I couldn't do a wee sample because, unfortunately, before I went to the hospital, I needed to go to the bathroom and emptied my bladder, so there was absolutely nothing left over. However, one thing I did do is a dip test, so I could confirm with them that I had no infections or anything, and everything on the scale was fine. So, long short of it, what they've done is they've prescribed me a short dose of steroids, which are these ones here. Hopefully the text will be the right way around on the screen. If not, I'll flip it. So I'm on those. I have to take 5 of them a day for 5 days. And the usual thing, they taste foul, but they are necessary. Little blue tablet. So I will show you a picture of what my daily morning dosage is. And yeah, I rattle. Anyway, on Wednesday, I had an email from the imaging department of the brain centre saying they wanted me to attend Southmead on next Wednesday for an MRI scan. Unfortunately, I can't do next Wednesday as my wife's away and I need to run her about, and it's just impossible to do it on a Wednesday. So I contacted them and they said, we can get you in on at Cosham Hospital on Friday. So that's where I've been this morning. Was up there at 11 o'clock, checked in, all fine. Was in the machine at 11:15. And it was a 35-minute scan, and really well. It's just basically nodded off, as it were. So if you've never had an MRI scan before and you are claustrophobic or anything like that, if you discuss it with the imaging technicians before you go into the machine, they will make it as best an experience for you as possible. After all, if you're comfortable, they can get their job done quicker, so it's a win-win situation. For me, I lost my fear of these things back in 2005 because, like I said in the previous video, when I was first diagnosed, I found myself in a cold French A corridor waiting for an MRI scan at 11:30 p.m. as an emergency because I'd lost complete control of my body. And it was kind of a terrifying thing. Is this a brain tumor? Is it something nasty? And yeah, the following day when they said, oh, there's no sign of brain tumors or anything like that, it was just like, yep, fine, we can deal with everything else. And since then, I've been probably having MRI scans at least once a year since. And I know with the Kesimpta, that is also a requirement once a year. So it just sort of fits in nicely. This time round, at least I've had the MRI scan before I see the consultant. So hopefully I should be having an appointment with a consultant in the near future. So yeah, MRIs, if you've got any fears or anything like that, talk to the technicians. They will absolutely help you out and everything. It's noisy, yes. They do give you earplugs and a pair of headphones. For me today, the headphones had this annoying buzz right the way through them, but that's another thing. The machine is noisy. It does clank a bit. It's almost like a mechanical sound, but doing a bit of research, being a geeky thing, it's actually rattling from the coils that generate the magnetic fields that you're actually hearing. It's the the eddy current's making the coil sing at you, but it does sound like a machine. The scan for me was, like I said, 30 minutes. It felt like about 10. It went really quick, although I did nod off. I'm sure I did, because you just got to lie there and just do nothing. You can't move your head or anything because you're in a cage and it's enclosed. But you know, it did go very quickly. The staff there were absolutely brilliant. It's Cosham Hospital, which is a smallish hospital. It was facing closure years ago, but it was saved by the community, which is great. And the MRI scanner has moved from the old porter cabin where it was last year into the main building, and it does look rather swish. So yeah, that's what I've been up to so far. The steroids, this is day 3 for me. There is a couple of side effects that are annoying, and I hope they will clear, and it does list them in the side effects thing. I'm seeing in my urine samples, I'm now seeing glucose in there, which kind of indicates diabetes sort of things, but it's a side effect and I'm just keeping an eye on it, and it is kind of stable. I am sensibly missing, I don't have sugar or anything like that in my diet anyway generally, but I'm now consciously making sure that I'm kind of keeping an eye on if there is any sugars in things and trying to avoid them. Just I don't want to tempt fate, as it were. The other thing is I've had a headache as well, sort of about here. And that's gone off a little bit now. I took some paracetamol for it yesterday and it helped. Today it hasn't been there, so watch this space. But yeah, it's really kind of crazy going from a phone call on Saturday, an email on Saturday, just to ask if they could record it on my notes that I was having this relapse, to seeing a consultant on Tuesday, to going in an MRI scanner on Friday, all in 1 week. I was meant to have an MRI scan anyway on the first week of March, but that's been cancelled, and this is the one that's just been done. So yeah, I can't complain. Well, I can, but it's a waste of time. But generally, the eye is starting to behave itself a little bit. At the moment, if I gaze to my left, I am visibly seeing double now. It was on my right. That kind of cleared, is now on the left. And apparently when they were looking at my eye, they could see some juddering when I was looking upwards and to my left. That feels better. I'm still keeping the eye covered. I do take the patch off like I did yesterday for about half an hour to an hour, just to let the eye come back to life. I will do the same again today, just to give it a little bit of exercise, but make sure it doesn't get lazy. But yeah, generally, yeah, that's how I feel at the moment. So as before, if you've got any questions or any comments or anything, leave them in the comments below. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I know some of you look at this on television, high on the television. Apparently what you need to do is log into your phone onto your Google account, and you can subscribe that way. It helps the channel, it helps the algorithm, it makes me feel happy, knowing that it's being watched by everyone. But like I said, MRI scan, dawdle, any concerns, speak to the staff. They will go out of their way to help you because it makes their life easier at the end of the day. Unfortunately, you've just got to lie there and just listen to the machine humming at you, you know, and don't do what I did a few years ago at an MRI scan. I came out and I went ding, and the girl looked at me and went, "What was that?" And I said, "Well, I'm cooked." And she just glared at me. So I've learned not to do that in the future. Anyway, take care, look after yourself, see you in the future. Bye bye.